Pankit.
Yeah.
Let's do some impromptu speech.
Yeah. Go.
Okay. Today we will go with the topic. Do you think Bangkok people should own private car?
Of course not.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You have let's say 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, first we have to talk about Bangkok as a city. First, it has a very bad urban planning. Secondly, it has a very bad traffic system. Thirdly, it has a bad mass transportation system. For these three reasons, I think Bangkok people should avoid having a private car. Why? Firstly, private car reflect economic inequality. Not everyone can own car. It set the standard that living in Bangkok, you should have a car. First, we want to against that. We want to destigmatize those kind of ideas. So we propose that instead of having a car, Bangkok people should rely more on the public transportation. The problem right now why the mass public transportation is not so developed, is not so covered like every part of Bangkok is that most people still have a car. And when people insist on using a car, there are less incentive for the government or the private sector to invest in the mass public transportation system, because they're going to think that, oh, why I have to invest in this business, because people not going to use that. So not using a car is not only for your own self-interest, but it's also like a message or a pressure on the government to urge them to do something, because most of the people who don't have, if they don't have a car, they have to rely more on public transportation. When they see this change that, hey, the private car is not the thing anymore, it's not the popular things anymore, you're gonna extract more private sector into the business. You're gonna attract more government resources into this business, and then the mass transportation will be improved largely. And when less people are using a car, of course there will be less car in public. There will be less car in the public road, which means that at the end the mass transportation will be the quicker way, the faster way to go to your place. But let's get back to the individual interest of this topic. Imagine you own a private car. Is that make your life easier? Of course, you can travel anywhere on your own. But when you go anywhere, you need to be worried about, oh, where do I have to park my car? Is that can I park here and the police not gonna lock my wheel? That's actually not a good thing for your life. Actually, it creates more worry. It creates more concern. So at the end, most of the time, you still have to rely on mass transportation anyway. So why having it at the very beginning, right? So yeah, it's already 3 minutes. So I'm gonna wrap up my speech. Secondly, so firstly, we should not own private car in order to urge the government and the private sector to invest more in the public transportation. And secondly, it's actually harmful or not the benefit to your life at the end. For this reason, we're proud to propose. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your opinion.
Yeah,
So,
you're welcome.
which public transport you think that should be developed first?
Well, I think like subway, SkyTrain, of course. But I mean, that's the price of this thing is actually high. For the working class to afford it. Imagine you wait for a public bus, a shuttle bus. It's cost only like 20 baht per round, or maybe less than that if it doesn't have AC, right? But for BTS, it costs like 40-50 bahts per round if you travel in a long route, right? So two things we have to do. First, reduce the cost of this SkyTrain and the subway to make it affordable for the working class people. And secondly, make the bus, a special lane, or have it priority on the road. and be serious about that. You know, don't let the normal car or the motorcycle to take this route. If they think so, make the service for the poor more privileged than the private car or the private automobile. That's the only way we can create justice or fairness on the road for the people.
So do you have any idea how to make the price of BTS or MRT or any public transportation lower?
Well, I think it's like a government solution more than individual solution, right? So it has to be a policy resolution to solve this problem. First, government subsidy. Attract more tax or resources from the government, pay to the private sector instead of letting the customer or ordinary people to pay all the costs by their own self. And secondly, to allow more like private sector into the business to create competition. So when there are more competitor in the game, the price will go lower. That's like a basic economic principle, right? And the third thing we could do, I guess, naturally, and there's no third thing I can think about. Yeah, but mainly on two things, like government subsidy and attract more player into the game. Like you can imagine mobile phone internet right now. We have only 3 service providers.
Actually, there are only 2 providers for now, I guess.
Get any lower.
But never mind.
And the price not gonna get any lower. Because there are only 3 people and they can agree that they can make a deal to each other. So I think, the third way is like maybe government should directly invest into this business by their own self. Because if you still allow private sector to invest and operate, they still have to think about the profit. But if you make public transportation a government or state entrepreneur, imagine electricity, imagine, a plumber system, water system. This business, this entrepreneurship doesn't have to be run or rely on profit or think about making profit all the time, because the profit is not of this company, is of this service. It's not in form of money, but it's in the profit of this business came in the form of people better living condition. So that's why there are some business that government should take care of more rather than the private sector.
You did a great job. Thanks for your opinion.
If you speak in Thai, you can also, get to this point, the same as me, right? You also see this thing, like I just deliver it in English. That's
yeah, but I cannot explain in English that fluent. As fluent as you did.
Experience, I guess, training. Yeah. But logically, I think you are as capable as me, or even higher.
Let me create the new topic and see you next topic.
Yep.